What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be doing a Phoenix Suns realistic rebuild here in NBA 2K22. Before we get into this Suns video, if you guys could go ahead and smash that like button, be greatly appreciated. And of course, hit that sub button if you have not already as well. A subscription would mean a lot. Other than that, let's go ahead and jump into this Phoenix Suns realistic rebuild. The Phoenix Suns, of all teams, as we know, are coming off an NBA Finals appearance where they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. They came up short, but hey, the Suns had a lot of things go their way. You know what I mean? If we think about the postseason, every team they played was dealing with injuries, whether it was the Nuggets, the Clippers, and I can't even remember who they played in the first round now, to be honest. Who did they play in the first round? Yeah, duh, it was the damn Lakers. They were dealing with some injuries too. I couldn't even remember for a second. So yeah, they dealt with a lot of luck, I would say, on their side. So do I expect the Phoenix Suns to make the NBA Finals again? It is possible, don't get me wrong. But if I was a betting man, I would say no, but I could be wrong. We all know my bets usually don't go all that well. I usually bet a lot of money and never win anything. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But regardless, looking at this roster, obviously they have a 36-year-old Chris Paul, played very productively. I'm sure he's fine and he'll be fine for a while. Maybe towards the back end of his contract, it could be a little bit of a bad one, but I don't know. We'll see. Devin Booker, of course, turned into a superstar in this league. DeAndre Ayton shown that he can be pretty good. Mikal Bridges, I love him as a 3-and-D wing. I mean, the only thing I really want to do with the Suns team, I guess, is just make them better somehow. So I think eventually we might have to replace Chris Paul. Not really sure how that's going to go. We'll figure it out as we go along. But for now, of course, as you guys know, in this first season, I'm not going to do anything. I kind of just want to simulate and see how things are going to go. So this is what the rotation looks like if I fix it. This is what the starting five would look like, of course. Then you have Cameron Johnson, Dario Saric, and Frank Kaminsky, and Cameron Payne. So that is going to be what we're running this season. We're going to go ahead and simulate this season, kind of see how things go. Hopefully this team ends up, making the playoffs. Obviously they should do that, but you never know with this game. So let's see what happens here in 2K22. So if nothing else, this Phoenix Suns team did make the playoffs as a 6 seed out west. Maybe that's where they'll be this season. Maybe they won't make it at all, or maybe they'll be a top 3 seed like they were. You just never know. So 6 seed, we get to play the Portland Trailblazers. Looking at the player stats, if we take a look, we had 26 from Devin Booker, 19 from Chris Paul, 13 from Ayton, 11 from Jay Crowder, 11 from Mikal Bridges, and then 11, 10, 9, 4.8. So I feel pretty good. If we go ahead and simulate plan and then simulate current round against the Portland Trailblazers, we're going to get swept. So that's unfortunate. I guess we can go ahead and see who's going to win the championship real quick, as we got the Milwaukee Bucks winning it again over the Utah Jazz in 6 games. So obviously we have to get better. So this offseason is going to be an important one because we just made the NBA Finals 2 years ago, and then obviously now we got eliminated in the first round in 4 games. So that's not a good sign. So Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton are both free agents, as I'm pretty sure they're both going to be expiring in this offseason. So yeah, they're both going to get paid. So what I have here though is I have about almost like 25 million I could put together to maybe get a really good player next to Chris Paul and Devin Booker, and of course Mikal Bridges, and also DeAndre Ayton. So who do I want to grab is the question. So if I go to, maybe make some kind of trade, this is what we got. So if I can go to the trade finder, that way I can show you guys better. We have Jay Crowder's money. We have Dario Saric's money, who are both on expiring contracts. And of course, you have Cameron Payne, who's been a solid backup point guard, but his $6 million could come in handy. So who would that be for? I don't know. I guess if we really wanted to kind of fill out the starting five with somebody good at that power forward spot, we would be looking for a power forward, like I just mentioned. So what power forward would fit perfectly here with what we need? Immediately, I think of a guy like Siakam from Toronto. Toronto could have a shaky year. Maybe they trade Siakam, or maybe they're willing to listen. There was always rumors about that. So kind of like the idea of maybe getting Siakam here and bringing him into Phoenix. There's also Jonathan Isaac from Orlando. Chris has Porzingis if we want to play him at the 4, if the Dallas Mavericks want to sell him, whatever. But I don't know. And then there's Aaron Gordon. But I'm thinking even Sabonis is possible as well, which that could be fun. But for me, I think what I want to do is this, the Raptors did not make the playoffs. Siakam and Fred VanVleet, the Raptors are already kind of rebuilding anyway, it seems like, or not really rebuilding, I would say, but they have some young pieces. So maybe they want to capitalize on some more young pieces. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see if we can maybe make a trade happen here. To be honest, we don't really have any assets though, so that might be kind of hard to pull off. Maybe after I get out of like my team options, maybe my draft pick or whatever it may be. But if I can find a way to get Siakam here on this team, I think that could go a long way. I I have here is I have Jay Crowder, Dario Saric, Jalen Smith, Cameron Johnson, and 2 future firsts for Pascal Siakam. Obviously, Jay Crowder and Saric are kind of just salary fillers, but then this is where the Raptors capitalize on Siakam's value. He's on 2 years left. You got to remember, Siakam had a down year last year, and we'll have to kind of see how he does this year. But Cameron Johnson, Jalen Smith, 2 young pieces, and of course they get 2 first-round picks out of it as well, and we get Siakam. So of course they're going to accept that. We did just give up a lot of our depth, but getting a power forward to kind of fill out what we kind of needed, I think, was definitely something that could help us in the long run. So I basically gave up my whole bench besides Cameron Payne, which I'm obviously happy we were able to keep Cameron Payne, and we could still make some moves in this offseason. Obviously it does suck to get rid of some of the guys, but guys like Landry Shamet will be back for us. And then for free agency, we're still going to have we still might have a full tax level pairs mid-level exception, which we could use. We could even bring Ricky Rubio back to Phoenix. Obviously we're not going to do that, but we could really do a lot of things here. Covington is a free agent, and his Cantor, guys like that I'm not going to go for, obviously, and his Cantor, but hey, there's definitely some options out here. So we do like our backup point guard situation, but everything else is kind of Apple Nader isn't bad though, so that's not terrible. And then of course DeAndre Bridges are somebody we're going to be bringing back. So shooting guard or a power forward or a big man definitely could be nice here. So immediately I saw Robert Covington, and I think Robert Covington here as a backup power forward would be, obviously huge for us. So we are going to sign, obviously, and we are going to match both of these contracts. Mikal Bridges getting top dollar, but hey, 3-and-D wing players get paid this, nowadays. So not too surprised. But as far as everything else in free agency, we really have like no money left. So this is what our rotation is going to look like. Cameron Payne, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Apple Nader, Siakam, Robert Covington, and then DeAndre Ayton. The only other thing I saw that I could do was bring back JaVale McGee, which, hey, we'll do that. I do like myself some JaVale McGee, and I think Landry Shamet will come back with his qualifying offer as well. We could even throw some money at KCP, just get some bench players here and there. And that way we're ready for this next season. So with Siakam joining us here in Phoenix, does that make us a better team? I think it does. I really do. I don't know why Devin Booker's going down in overall. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me at all. But hey, Chris Paul, 88 overall, -2. I mean, that sucks, but obviously he's 37, so we can kind of expect that. And then JaVale McGee going down overall, kind of expected that too. But the rotation and the starting 5, I think, looks a lot better. Hopefully 2K thinks so as well. We'll kind of have to feel it out and see. Maybe eventually we do have to trade Chris Paul. We'll see. Season, I'm pretty disappointed. We didn't even get to the play-in. So unfortunately for us, even trading for Siakam did not make us a better team, I guess. So yeah, it is time to make some pretty significant changes, I would say. So player stats wise, Devin Booker still did his thing. DeAndre with 19, Siakam with 18, Chris Paul with 17. I think what it's going to have to come down to is we're going to probably have to trade Chris Paul away. Maybe Chris Paul realizes that maybe he wants to go to a contender, and Phoenix obviously able to get that done for him. But yeah, it's unfortunate that we did not even make the playoffs. Definitely wanted to be there, but hey, we still have one more offseason. I think that we can make this team where we want them to be, as we got the Brooklyn Nets going on to win the championship. So let's go ahead and get into this offseason. So for the draft lottery, we should not have a draft pick, I don't believe, or even a high one, I guess I would say. Actually, did we? Because we are in the lottery, but it does go to the Toronto Raptors because we just traded it. So Raptors get themselves 2 top 4 picks. So I would say we might have took an L on that trade for sure. But at the end of the day, it was a move that I wanted to make in order to try to get this team where we wanted them to be. It didn't work out, and sometimes that happens. And we have like no money to get anyone, so I'm probably not going to worry about it. Let's go to the draft now. So on draft night, as long as Chris Paul didn't retire, which I don't think he did. Yeah, he didn't. So Chris Paul essentially on a 1-year deal. His team options not guaranteed, obviously. So I think it's probably in our best interest to trade Chris Paul away. Now, what would I get for him? I have no idea. I was thinking about this one. This one kind of popped up in my head. Why would Ben Simmons still be in Philadelphia 2 years down the line? I don't know, because it's pretty apparent that he's going to be gone, I would think, anyway. So there's Paul George from the Clippers, but I definitely want to make some type of trade in order to get ourselves better and obviously satisfy Chris Paul in a way. So I was thinking Philadelphia was a good one, but at the same time, why is Ben Simmons still in Philly is the question I have. And can Ben Simmons, Devin Booker coexist? Because if we think of the Jenner, I can't even think. Dude, I get all those Kardashians, Jenners all mixed up. So I don't know what the first name. I think it's is it Kendall Jenner? I think it's Kendall Jenner. Would Ben Simmons and Devin Booker get along? I don't know. To agree to my trade offer. What I was trying to do, but it was just like kind of impossible to get done, is I was trying to make a 3-team trade between Sacramento, Phoenix, obviously, and the Los Angeles Lakers, where the Suns obviously get De'Aaron Fox, and then the Kings get a plethora of assets for trading De'Aaron Fox away, and then the Lakers get Chris Paul. But unfortunately, 3-team trades are impossible in 2K22. But that was my ideal. That was my thought process. And now I understand what I just did in order to get De'Aaron Fox is not realistic at all. De'Aaron Fox would cost a lot more than that. But what I want to do is give, you know, the Kings more assets like Taylor Horton-Tucker and, you know, more first-round picks, because that way, this obviously the Lakers get Chris Paul, we give them more assets as well, don't get me wrong, and then the Kings get obviously, you know, assets for De'Aaron Fox. We get De'Aaron Fox. Basically, moral of the story, we came out with De'Aaron Fox, a younger backcourt mate to Devin Booker. So we came out pretty good. That was not realistic at all, don't get me wrong, but I was trying to make a 3-team trade, which I am going to fix this, by the way. I am going to fix it, because that is just a finesse highway city. I don't know why the Kings would accept this in 2K anyway, but I'm going to fix it where the Kings get more assets and then the Lakers get Chris Paul. So I'm going to fix that. That was the 3-team trade I was trying to make, but it was like relatively impossible to get it done, because 3-team trades are impossible in 2K. I don't know why. So getting past that, we're going to go straight to rookie signing. Obviously, we don't have a pick because we've been kind of going psycho with the picks. And then qualifying offers, we have none. And for free agency, we still have maybe have a mid-level here. We have Abel Nader as a free agent. But we have Cameron Payne, De'Aaron Fox now, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Siakam, DeAndre. So basically, we have no bench whatsoever other than Cameron Payne. So it is probably pretty important to get a couple guys here to fill out the bench. So I have Gallinari, who's popping out at me. There's Alex Lynn. Danilo Gallinari is literally 34 years old, but he is the best player that I see. So Gallinari, welcome to the team. And then we're gonna have, that's pretty much it. Other than that, it gets kind of thin. I guess we have Abel Nader, who we could pay and then maybe do some kind of type of sign and trade. I guess we're gonna have to get a little cute here. So Abel Nader, if we could throw you in there with whatever, I don't know, what else could we throw in here? Pretty much nothing. So maybe a future first, I guess. And we can get like Terrence Ross. What else we got? More picks. Terrence Ross was literally the best player to pop up. And I do love Terrence Ross, but I don't know, man. He may go down in overall, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because that's pretty much our best chance of getting better. So Terrence Ross is going to be the new backup shooting guard, I guess. Cameron Payne, Terrence Ross, and Gallinari is our bench, which isn't a terrible bench, don't get me wrong, but it's like pretty thin still. So I guess the last thing I can do is sign like Georges Niang, I think would be pretty solid. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give the Kings more assets and then put Chris Paul in the Lakers, and then we're going to be done. We're going to be ready for season number 3. Hopefully with this new changes to the team, we are ready to go. Everything's going to be good. Maybe with a younger player in we just traded a first round pick for Terrence Ross. He went down to a 74 overall. That's just nice. But hopefully with De'Aaron Fox being younger, things go better, but we'll go ahead and see. Sacramento obviously still hasn't made the playoffs, so that's why Fox maybe wants out of Sacramento. At the end of the day, it is time to win a championship. And something I obviously didn't mean to do, but we made a 5-star proficiency at pace and space. So that's actually pretty dope, to be honest. But yeah, pace and space. I didn't mean to do this, but I guess everyone I got for the system is a perfect match. So that's pretty cool, I would say. So now we're going to go ahead and simulate this third and final season like I mentioned. And this is where we're hoping, obviously, with the new changes we made, we're going to go ahead and win this championship. So let's go ahead and simulate to the end of this last season and hope things go our way. Now, some way, De'Aaron Fox finds a way to get the MVP. I gotta be honest with you, in all my years of doing rebuilds with De'Aaron Fox in the game, I can honestly say I've never once ever seen him win MVP. So I guess that's pretty cool, I guess. So we went 63-19. Fox just went nuclear, man. So I think getting him definitely made a huge difference. So looking at the player stats, we had 26-26. So basically a partner for Chris Paul, or for Devin Booker. Not to say Chris Paul was bad or anything, but Gallinari getting 12 points still. W. All right. Well, here we go, man. Somebody can play in. Get to play the San Antonio Spurs. They have DeJounte, Derek White, Devin Vassell, Anderson, Shea Holmgren, Kobe White. Somebody come around against San Antonio. And we might lose here. Come on. All right, game 7. Well, this is scary. Come on, man. 2K. I was about to just rage quit, but hopefully we're able to close them out in 7 because I'm not trying to... Bro, please, 2K. Like, what sense does this make? I just can't stand this fucking game, dude. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.